Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final part for this Final Fantasy Tactics AI Battles Edition Monster Showcase, Part 4. So, we're going to deal with our dragons on the left-hand side. Pretty basic changes. Everybody has Dash, Tail Swing, the dragons have Thunder Bracelet, and then Clim Hazard. So, for the blue dragon, he'll have Ice Bracelet, and then the red dragon has Fire Bracelet. And for those who need a reminder, Clim Hazard does damage equal to what they receive. So, for example, if this dragon were to inflict 187 damage, actually, let's just show you 187 damage here. They do have Dragon Spear, but unfortunately it missed. Clim Hazard makes it so that it'll do damage based on how much they've already inflicted. So in this case, it'll do an extra 187. That's pretty much what they do. The Hydras are a little interesting now. And they have a pretty cool, I would say, Beastmaster skill. But let me show you their skills. So the Hydra, the tier 1, has triple attack, triple bracelet, his exclusive skill, triple flame, and then Shadow Stitch. Don't worry about Shadow Stitch. It has been changed, and I'll showcase that in just a bit. So triple flame for him. The Hydra has Dark Whisper, and then the Tiamat has triple thunder as their exclusive skills. And the properties of Triple Flame and Triple Thunder have been changed. A couple of them in particular. So Triple Flame now has a vertical of 1. The reason why that's important is, let's say I target right here. Well, you know, if you were to target right here, it wouldn't make that much of a difference. But with a vertical, you wouldn't be able to trap someone in and target. Like, it's not as easy to kind of pin someone down on their own height. Because if there's an adjacent panel with 1 height or more, it's going to be more difficult to like just try to pin a unit down and kill them instantly. It can still happen, but so the other change with Triple Flame and Triple Thunder, and it mirrors Dark Whisper, is that upon inflicting somebody, there is a random chance, again just like Stasis Sword, that it'll inflict a negative status. In this case, oil. That's what Triple Flame does. It has a random chance of inflicting oil. The reason why the damage looks so low, and I'm going to point it out right now, is that so this chemist has an ice shield, so he halves fire. The other thing is Hydras have innate magic defend up. So they have the highest HP pool in the game, but they have a comical 4% character evasion, and they still retain their ice elemental weakness. So, and again, the damage is more difficult to apply with the vertical tolerance. Now, isolated cases like this might be a little different, but yeah, again, these guys have triple flame. I wonder if I can get it first try. No, unfortunate. Okay. Dark Whisper has been changed, so now that it only targets 3 panel, or it only targets up to 3 times, versus on the original game it used to target up to 6 times. So it still retains its properties of sleep and dead. And again, these guys have a magic defend up, so that's why they're taking a lot less damage. MA Save will boost their triple level skills a lot more. And then this is perfect. Okay. So I'm going to get just for the fuck of it, we're going to cast Clim Hazard. We're going to move forward. And now, I'll show you why it's important in just a bit. Let me get a Fire Bracelet. Alright. So now, I'll do a little showcase with the Tiamat here. So Shadow Stitch has the same range, but it's a little unique. The reason why it's unique is what it does is it has a 100% chance of canceling the charging status. So you know how this guy's charging Clim Hazard right now? He can say, nope, fuck you, you're not doing that, goodbye. That's what Shadow Stitch does. So if there's a caster and about to inflict a lethal spell onto someone, the Tiamats could, in theory, just go for Shadow Stitch and completely stop that altogether. So that's their monster skill. I don't know whether the AI will or will not spam it. Like if it's like the first thing they'll do if they see someone charging. But I'm crossing my fingers they will. I don't see any reason why not. Especially if they can't kill someone. But yeah, so let me we're gonna wait in place and I'll show you real quickly Triple Thunder once again. So again, Triple Thunder, it has a random chance of inflicting don't act or don't move. One of the two. Hopefully I can get it, we'll see. Now, he took 240 damage there because of the Ice Shield, which makes him twice as weak to Lightning Elemental. So that damage is, again, the base damage would be 120 a neutral compat. So, but yeah, outside of that, those are your monster changes. We're going to go to the final set of monsters, and I think you guys will like it. It's a little intuitive. So, yep, let's head on over there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Welcome to part 4. And before I get into it, you can see by the name of the video itself, it's actually part 4 of 5. I was originally going to have this be a 4-part series, but I'm now making it a part 5 series. And there's one reason for it. So, on our left-hand side, you can see obviously our custom monsters. We got the Panda, we got Byblos, and we got our Steel Giant. So before I introduce any of them, so when I made this patch, when I uploaded it a few days ago on Monday the 20th, let's see, on Monday the 19th, Monday the 19th, I didn't know at the time how to add additional jobs into the memory card generator. And these 3 jobs in particular, the Panda, the Byblos, and the Steel Giant, I couldn't get them to work in there. I eventually did figure it out today, Saturday, October 24th. So as a result, what I'm going to do is for this patch alone, 0.002, I'm going to have the Goblin family and the Tree family disabled because these jobs right here are taking up their slots like an FFT patcher. So just for this patch alone, the Goblins and the Trees are going to be disabled. Next patch, I will add them back in, but as of this point, these monsters are going to take their place. So what I'm getting at is, in 0.003, the Goblins and Trees will return in addition to these monsters, now that I know how to add them into the memory card generator, now that it's already been implemented. So, wanted to get that out of the way. And yeah, let's get right to the action then with the monsters. So our first one, which is our Archaic Demon, you can see the demon text there. That's the actual name, the family name of the monsters, and not the actual job name. But it's a little text thing. It's not that big of a deal. So, a couple changes I made with the Archaic Demons here. I took away Hurricane from the Ultima Demon skill set, and I gave it to the Archaic Demon. Pretty much the main reason being the Archaic Demon now has 4 abilities as well as the Ultima Demon. So 4 abilities between each of them. Or 4 abilities for each of them, I should say. Grand total of 8 between the 2 monsters. It's just divided up evenly now. So the other thing, so I'll just show Hurricane off really quick. It's Wind Elemental and it takes like 34% of your life. Yep. And then the other change I made to the Archaic Demon to make it consistent with the Ultima Demon is they now have innate martial arts. Exact same thing as Ultima Demons. I never really knew that until I went into FFT Patcher and saw that shit. So now they're consistent. And they also have a bit more HP as well as more speed as well. 9 base speed, almost 500 HP. Whereas the Ultima Demon here, the Ultima Demon has, he still has Omagest, but it's been weakened. It's been nerfed. Specifically, it now provides only an area of effect of 1, as opposed to what it used to be an area effect of 2. And the other thing is, it has a vertical tolerance of 0 height. So as you can see, this difference between 4 and 5 height, it will not go that high anymore. So you can only target people. So whatever panel you select, you can't select you can't get multiple heights, basically, as you can see. So, and the other thing I want to kind of point out too, between the discrepancy of the Ultima Demon and the Archaic Demon. So as you can see by the HP total of this Ultima Demon, he has 403. And then the Archaic Demon here is 493 or 494. The reason why there is a 91 HP discrepancy is because with Almaguest being able to hit multiple people, I felt like it was a lot deadlier as a skill even with the nerfs. So I felt that the Ultima Demons having a lower base HP was justified, whereas with the Archaic Demon here, with them having Life Break, that only targets one person, where this, in theory, can target up to 5 people, right? If they're all in a, if they're hit by all these panels, or if they're in the range of all these panels that are highlighted. So that's why the Ultima Demons have a lower HP, whereas the Archaic Demons have a fair bit higher, because they can only target one person. These guys can target multiple people. The only other difference I made for the Ultima Demons is I get their Ultima skill right here. It just has the different Ultima animation. So I'll let that bad boy play out or charge up. He can flex his muscles as we introduce the other units. So for the Pandas right now, there are no functional differences with them whatsoever. For their skill set, they have multiple versions of the same skill, but they all have like different effects. So like the first version of Bio can give darkness. This one can give poison. This one can do oil. The 4 Bio 2 spells just inflict pure status. You can see Frog, Slow, Silence, Petrify, and then the Bio 3 spells do the other status, but they're damage. Chance of Undead, Chance of Dead, and Chance of Petrify. The reason why I'm bringing this up is, as you can see to the right-hand side of it, you can see that the MP costs are really low. And the reason why they're really low is because they have an 8 1/3 MP. So what I am going to do next patch in 0.003 is I am going to reduce the MP cost of the base MP cost of the spells to these levels. That way I can take 1/3 MP off of these Pandas, and I can give them another innate ability. And what I will give them in 0.003 is I'm going to give them Blade Grasp. So that way they're a little bit more threatening and more difficult to hit with basically straight up melee attacks. So as of this patch 0.002, they have no reaction ability. They have innate 1/3 MP. But next patch, they're going to have their MP costs reduced, and they're going to have Blade Grasp. So they function just like they did in the original game otherwise, though. So, yep. Biblos, exact same way as he is in the original game. He's got 4 move now instead of 3. A bump in PA and his MA stat. Also his Finger Guard. So if you do happen to have a Mediator or somebody with Monster Talk, you're going to have a bit of a difficult time trying to inflict that status onto him. So, as a reminder, Shock does damage based on how much HP he loses. Parasite, well, Energy is actually just a self-heal. And then he loses half the damage, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, so it's like Wish, basically. And then a Worker 8, I shouldn't say Worker 8. Steel Giant, that's the actual name of the class. Worker 8 is just his actual in-game name. But couple differences with him. Not too many. Well, 4 base move, but he also has innate fly. So you can see the animation here. Yeah, he can fly around now. So I think that's kind of cool. Yep. And then the other difference I made was with his Dispose attack. With 8 range, you know, his long range attack. It now does half the damage it did in the original game. So instead of it doing 200 base damage, it would do 100. And then the other change you'll see in a minute, it's the amount of damage he receives. I don't remember what the formula was originally, but now he takes half the damage that he inflicts from Dispose. So in this case 100, he's going to take 50 damage. So overall, does less damage with Dispose, and he takes more, but still 50 health, that's still peanuts compared to his base HP. And then one final difference with the Steel Giant here is that he now has initial innocent. It is not permanent. So when the innocent status does wear off, he will be susceptible to only lightning elemental. So in particular, he'll still be susceptible to like the blast gun, Ramu spells, or the bolt spells. So his faith will still play into effect. It's just he won't be really vulnerable to like any status except the confused status, and that's it. So, but yeah, those are pretty much the monster differences, at least for these special characters, Panda, Biblos, and Steel Giant. And then, yeah, Archaic Demon has innate martial arts, as well as Hurricane. And then the Ultima Demon just gets a flashy animation. That's all. And then I guess you could say Olmagest as well has been nerfed, so it doesn't target as big of an area. But we're going to give this bad boy re-raise, and I'm going to show you something that's kind of cool. Their defend animation is their standing animation, like when the Archaic Demons are introduced by Velius, or the Ultima Demons in the final boss fight. It's with their arms crossed. I never knew that, and I find that kind of cool. That's their defend animation. So, yep. Now we're gonna let the Ultima animation play out, and yeah, we'll just call it a video then. All right, no statuses. There you go. So there's a little fancy schmancy animation. But yeah, with that said, that's pretty much it. The monster changes for these families right here, and in the next part, I will show you guys. In a week and a half, November 2nd, version 0.003, when I release it, I will show you the monster differences for goblins and trees, the remaining families. So, all right. With that said, I'll see you guys for the next video if you're watching this in the playlist or whatever, or whenever. So, yep. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you around.